chaparral is a woodland/shrubland biome. This type of biome lies in the belt of the prevailing westerly winds, which is why it's typically located on the western side of continents. For the purpose of this video, we will be focusing on the chaparral located in California. The chaparral is characterized by its hot, dry summers and mild, rainy winters. On average, it only receives 10 to 17 inches of rainfall per year. Its average temperature is 64 degrees Fahrenheit, with a winter low of 30 degrees Fahrenheit and a summer high of 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Given that it's a woodland and a shrubland, the chaparral's climate can be considered a cross between that of a desert and temperate deciduous forest. It has a mid-latitude climate, as its worldwide latitude distribution is 30 degrees north to 50 degrees north and 30 degrees south to 40 degrees south. Due to its dry summers and low level of precipitation, the chaparral soil is poor in nutrients. Also, since its terrain varies from plains to hills, temperatures also differ based on altitude, which leads to variation in plant life depending on location. For example, south-facing hillsides are drier, so they are dominated by shrubs, while north-facing slopes are moister, meaning there's less of a chance for fire, so their vegetation consists of rare plants like the manzanita tree. As a result of its dry climate, fires, both natural and human-induced, are common occurrences in the chaparral and can greatly impact the biome's biodiversity. In the chaparral, the main producers consist of grass, seeds, sagebrush, and cacti. Main consumers include the wild goat, jackrabbit, termites, and grasshoppers. Common predator-prey relationships exist between the wild goat and the puma, the jackrabbit and the gray wolf, and the sagebrush and the jackrabbit. In order to survive such arid conditions, plants in the chaparral adopt a variety of adaptations to help retain moisture. Many leaves have hairs to collect and maintain moisture from the air. Leaves are also often large and hard to help gather and retain more moisture. Due to the frequency of fires and droughts, many plants have adapted to these conditions so that they can resprout after a fire, and some, like the sagebrush and the scrub oak, produce seeds when under exposure of intense heat from a fire. Root systems are also designed to optimize available water, as some plants have fibrous roots that extend horizontally just beneath the surface to catch rainwater, while others have tap roots that go deep into the soil for groundwater in times of drought. In particular, shrubs are especially widespread in the chaparral because of these adaptations, which allow them to survive without requiring much water. Chaparral animals also have adaptations to facilitate their survival. Many inhabitants of the biome are nocturnal in order to avoid the heat of the day. They also create burrows to live in and to, once again, avoid the harsh sun and also to avoid fire and stay warm in the winter. Due to the abundance of shrubs, many animals' diets also consist of shrubs. Unfortunately, these adaptations don't ensure a species' survival, as the chaparral has many endangered species such as the San Joaquin kit fox. Within the chaparral, the San Joaquin kit fox is a secondary consumer, as its diet largely consists of small, primary consumers. It's considered an umbrella species because the survival of other species depends on its prosperity. In 1967, it was listed in the Endangered Species Act, while in 1971 it was recognized on the California State Endangered Species List. Characteristics making the San Joaquin kit fox prone to extinction include its small range of habitat, as it's largely found in the San Joaquin Valley in California, an area that continues to shrink due to urban development. It's also a case-selected species, so the fox's slow reproduction rate, along with a short mating season, make it more difficult for the species to repopulate and recuperate. Another factor leading to the decline in San Joaquin kit foxes is the competition for land and food within the chaparral with species such as the gray fox and coyotes. Drought can also cause for a reduction in available prey, making it harder to survive. In addition, urbanization reduces the fox's habitat space and also makes it susceptible to being a victim of roadkill. It is believed that currently less than 7,000 San Joaquin kit foxes exist in the wild. People are taking action to help save the species, though. The defenders of wildlife in California are fighting to recover endangered species such as the San Joaquin kit fox by preserving its habitat, the chaparral. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services have created a recovery plan for upland species of San Joaquin Valley, California, putting the San Joaquin kit fox under its protection. Conservation agreements with private landowners are encouraged to help protect the species from human interactions, and interbreeding between kit fox populations has been encouraged to help repopulate the species. As a listed endangered species, the San Joaquin kit fox is protected under the Endangered Species Act, as well as the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Another endangered species found in the chaparral is the giant kangaroo rat. It's a primary consumer as its diet consists of seeds and small insects, and it also serves as a prey for other consumers. This rat is also a keystone species, given that its survival is used as an indicator for the well-being of other species within the ecosystem. The giant kangaroo rat was listed on the Californian Endangered Species List in 1980 and was federally listed as endangered 7 years later in 1987. The rat's small size makes it an easy, common prey, which leads to its population decline. It also depends on a specific diet for nutrients, so, in cases of drought, its food source availability often dwindles, causing a decline in rat survival and reproduction rates. Rodenticides and habitat conversion and loss have had very harmful impacts on the giant kangaroo rat's population. The species' habitat range continues to be reduced as urbanization keeps creeping on the chaparral. Since the chaparral is a popular place for animal grazing, ranchers often use rodenticides to kill off the rats that compete for resources with grazers. As a result of all of these influences, there are an estimated 100,000 giant kangaroo rats in the wild. Like the San Joaquin kit fox, the giant kangaroo rat is protected under the Endangered Species Act, as well as the Recovery Plan for Upland Species of San Joaquin Valley, California. This recovery plan protects the areas where key rat populations are located in the chaparral. Despite these efforts, the species has remained on the endangered species list for close to 30 years since its habitat range continues to decrease due to urban growth and because of long-lasting effects of droughts and fires on the biome. Urbanization has had a major impact on the Californian chaparral, given that large populations live in and surround the biome. As populations increase in areas such as Los Angeles, so does the need to build homes and roads. In order to do so, humans destroy the land of the chaparral so that it can be used for urban development. By doing so, humans greatly influence the chaparral's biodiversity as wildlife declines since they have less area to thrive in. Some action has taken place to preserve the remaining chaparral and its species, as there are parks and preserves to help protect the land, plants, and animals, like Cleveland National Forest, located just outside of San Diego. Another anthropogenic environmental impact on the chaparral comes from land appropriation, as humans have altered the function of the chaparral's land to suit their needs. Chaparrals are now being used for vineyards because grapes are drought-tolerant crops. They are also being used for animal grazing due to the abundance of shrubs and grass. Introduction of these non-native species threatens native species, as they now have to compete for resources, which affects the biome's biodiversity. The fate of the chaparral is in humans' hands, as our actions can either ensure the destruction or survival of the biome and its species, depending on our dedication to habitat protection and preservation.